Hello, Probable Traders. This is Scott. Today's August 30th, 2017, and um, haven't created a video in a while. I apologize for that. I've been on vacation and then trying to recover from vacation. Kids are in school now, so trying to get back in the swing of things. And as a way to, in returning, I'd like to try something a little different, something I've been meaning to do, and I'll do more of these. But I'm just going to record myself live trading, both going through the setups, picking my spots, sizing my positions, entering the orders, and then managing the orders. So I have not even looked at the numbers or the setups for today. This is unscripted, so just kind of look over my shoulder today while I do this. So first thing I do is I go to probabletrades.com, and I am a member, so I go to the membership site, and it logs me in because it remembers me from previously. And now I have the spreadsheet, and this is very similar to the online spreadsheet of results, the Google spreadsheet, but and that's just a copy of what I keep in Excel here. So you can see for August we're kind of just below 69 bucks loss, kind of flat basically for the month, and it's actually pretty good because I usually, for some reason, just don't do well in August. And so what I've done is I've sized my positions accordingly. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But basically, this column H here, this exit, column H, if I don't have an exit there, that means I'm still in the position. So I'm still in these 5 positions here. So the first thing I do is I see if I check if I need to exit anything tomorrow. So in the membership site here, I go to the exit signals, and then I have some PBO1s and a couple of LP01s. So on the PBO1s, let's see, I've got ALR, NXTM, TSN. No. So I don't have any exits on these 3 PBO1s. So then I go to the LPO1 exits, and I have AR and TAL. I do have AR, and the reason we're exiting there is it's a target. I've hit the target, and so I'm going to go ahead and click the exit button. That's going to put that exit in my trade plan. Okay, and so right now I'm just trying to build a trade plan for tomorrow using the online tools. Okay, now after I have one exit for tomorrow. So now what I do is I look for new entries. So I click entries, and then also what I do is I bring up the almanac, and so I bring that in another tab just so I can refer to it quickly. So I have it here, and I'm going to go ahead and load the almanac data. And here I have my notes. I kind of look at my notes just to remember what I'm supposed to be doing this month or what I've already decided. And for August, I've decided to be strongly bearish, no longs on the PBs, and then the limit pullbacks also strongly bearish. No PB ETFs, a limit pullback ETFs, I'm bullish and not bearish. So I'm like kind of opposite with ETFs. And this is research I did at the beginning of the month, and I just kind of put it there in these notes so I don't have to re-research it every time. Now you'll see there are some longs I did take in August, and they were kind of special situations which went against the monthly, my decision for the month, my outlook for August. But and we may find a few of those today. So there are reasons, even though my monthly outlook is bearish, I have taken some long trades. Okay, so my almanac, so I want to be mainly bearish, and then what I do is I look at any special weirdness. So for example, here we see obviously long signals August, very bad profit factor. Short signals, very good profit factor. So that's confirms that I want to be bearish. Now we do also see some interesting numbers here. Long signals on the 29th day of the month. A small sample size, only 40, nothing to get too excited about. But that is for some reason, a good day of the month to get signals. Again, the 29th is yesterday, so we're always referring to yesterday's, the signals we got, which are generated from yesterday's signals. So, and then also signals on Tuesday in August, also very good, long. Again, really small sample size, but I may take some longs on the PBs just because of these other, even though overall in August is not a great time, there are pockets of bullishness for some reason in August. And these may just be random coincidences, but the fact that we're in the 80% and really high profit factors, again, small sample size, 40 and 27, but compared to the 200, not too small. And so I'm actually going to look at some. Now, with that said, if I do take any long PBs, pullback trades, I will still do it with a smaller position size than normal. So what I have been doing on the longs in August, I have been taking, I've been using 50% of my normal position size. So even though I would go long on some of these because of this bad number, I'm still careful. So I use half my normal position size for this. And of course, we definitely want to be bullish or bearish, excuse me. Anytime I see a bearish signal, I'm taking it. Excuse me, these are LPs, not PBs. So any LPs, long LPs, I'll be looking to get long. So let's go to PBs. Okay, so PBs, again, not great on the long side for the whole month of August. A little bit better on the 29th and on Tuesdays. And then I guess really nice on the 29th days of August. I think what I'll do is these aren't overwhelmingly amazing numbers like the LPs. So I'm just going to stick with my plan and not go long PBs today. But I do want to be bearish. 1.42 not amazing, but it does outperform the overall average of 1.33. And then even the 29th and on Tuesdays even better. So bearish PBs, not long PBs, not bullish PBs. But LPs, I'll take anything. But if I'm long, I'm going to do half position size. So now that I've got that mindset, then I look at these entries. And I usually generally trade the LP. I usually trade with 100 million liquidity. If I'm really desperate or kind of anxious to get signals, I'll go ahead and just drop it down to 50. And the short side is so strong this month on the LP short 332. Excuse me. Short signals in August 8.62. I'm not desperate, but I do want to. I think I do want to go ahead and. I'm just gonna do all these LPs. Again, I'm only taking one long. I'm going to do that half position size. And all these shorts, I'm going to do full position sizes. So all those are all in my trade plan. Let's go to the PBs, look for some shorts. Okay, so on the PBs, I'm a little more restrictive. I use these historical performance data because we have a lot more trades on the PBs. And I look for three shaded cyan cells. So this one has 3, so I'm going to trade that. It's a short. Williams-Sonoma. Dense Spy only has 1 cyan cell. Kansas City Southern, only 2 of them. And what makes it cyan is if the win rate is 60%, and this is almost 60%, but it's a long, so I'm going to ignore it. In fact, I could have just gone in here and say, give me all shorts, 100 million liquidity, and that would have limited to just these 3, and I'd still take that U.S. Steel trade. So I've gone through my exits, I've gone through my entries. What I can do now is go to my trade plan, and here's what I'm doing for today. It's 6:21, by the way. I need to hurry. Market opens in 9 minutes. So I'm going to, now I need to figure out how many shares do I want to buy. So I'm going to go over here to my plan, and this is similar to the sample spreadsheet you can download on the member site. Just real quick, if you've never seen that. This little spreadsheet right here has as a worksheet template. It's very similar to this. I've done a few changes, but it's pretty much the same. Okay, so I need to hurry. I need to go back to my trade plan, and I'm going to run through this really quick. So I'm going to do an LP exit on AR. So these are my LP trades here. These are all stuff from yesterday. Let me clear this out. These are all trades I did yesterday. That one. Okay, so AR is an exit. My only exit. And then on PBs, I've got WSM. Oh, that's the wrong column. WSM. And then X. Okay, and then on the LPs, I have one buy CLVS, so buy. The longs are here. And you notice that the size is 0.5. That means it's half the position size. Okay, let's get this in here really quick. I'm just going to move this over so I can see it better. So CMI, CTXS, just going down the list here, EFFI, floor, and Zillow. And on the LPs, I have to enter the entry price because we're buying at a limit price. So Clovis was 6903, 6903. CMI 155.81, 7703, 36, 38.61, and Zillow was 40.02. Okay, so now I have all my entry prices and how many shares and how that's computed, and it's based on this stuff up here, and we'll talk about that if I have time, but we've got a market opening in 6 minutes, so I need to hurry and get my orders in. So I'm going to move this to my other screen just so I can quickly enter these. Okay, so I've got my exit, which is AR. So here's my Interactive Brokers account, live money account. I don't care if you see it. So I need to exit my AR, so I'm going to close position. And I'm going to close this at the open price, but it hasn't opened, so I don't really know what it's going to open at. So I could put it to bid. What I usually do is I put it at a really low, when I'm buying a really low number, and then I'll just work the order once the market opens. And who knows, I might get filled at that price. And that'd be great. It'd be great to get filled way down here. So that's my exit. I'll let that sit there. Now I'm going to do my LP trades, because those are just going to sit there during the day, and I don't have to work those orders at all. So CMI, that's a short, so I'm selling that. I'm going to do 82 shares. And then the entry price is 155.81. Go. Okay. And then next is CTXS. Sell 166 shares. Entry price 7703. It's good for the day. Sell. And so you can see the red line is where it will sell if the price goes up there. Okay, so EFII, and you want to check the chart, just kind of make sure you did a sell and not a buy, or just kind of make sure that it's making sense. It's not 80% away from the current price. Otherwise, you probably entered the wrong price. So we're doing 356 shares of this one. Price $36. 36. Transmit. Okay, good. And then Floor Daniel, or Floor Corp now. It used to be called Floor Daniel. 332 shares. 332. The entry price is $38.61. Submit. Go. And you can see my orders down here in this bottom right corner. They're piling up here. And so that's where I'll go to manage these orders once the market opens. So we're going to sell Zillow, 320 shares. 40.02. And, all right. And then we're going to buy Clovis, Oncology, to buy the half position size. It's only 93 shares. If I'm close to around 100, I might want to just do 100 just to be around lot. So I'm not trading on lots, but I'm just going to do what my spreadsheet says. The entry price here is 69.03. Okay, so yes, we're just a little bit below yesterday's close. And then I have two PBO1 trades, WSM, and those are both shorts. WSM, we're doing 347 shares. And the entry price is just the open. So I'm going to just sell right now, just put it somewhere above the open. Just do 47. And then once the market opens, I'll start chasing the ask. Try to get filled at the asking price. Okay, that was 347 shares. Okay, on US Steel, letter X, sell. I kind of don't feel good about the X trade just because there's a lot of bullishness about infrastructure and the whole Houston disaster, how it's going to increase infrastructure spending, and that's good for steel. Let's see, somewhere above here, so let's just say 27 just for now. So I usually try to line up. So I've got all my orders in. Market opens in a minute and a half, or a minute, almost 2 minutes. And I usually try to put all the LP trades so they're at the bottom of the list, because those are the ones I'm just going to leave alone and see if they get filled or not. I kind of messed up. I got my exit AR way down here, and then I got my 2 PB trades up top. So those are 2 orders I need to, 2 trades I need to manage. Okay, so it's 6:29. Market opens here at 6:30 in California. So now I wait, and again, this is my plan. I'm sticking to it. I usually watch or listen to CNBC while I'm doing all this stuff, but I don't want to disrupt our audio here. Bring this back. Okay, we're open in about 10 seconds here. Actually, leave this down here. Four seconds, here we go. So the market is now open, and my AR is up another $110 at the open, so that's nice. I'm gonna let that kind of settle for a little bit. So I got the bid and the ask here. It's about 13 cents wide. And then on X, oh, that's a really tight, I can just get out of that now. So on the X, I'm just going to set it to the ask price. And on WSM, that's not too bad, not a super liquid stock. I'm just going to go ahead and set it to the ask price because I'm selling. If I'm buying, I would do bid. Like this one I'm buying, so I'm going to set it to the bid. Let's see here. AR, not too bad spread. So I want to make sure I check the spreads. They're not super wide. And so I've set them to the ask and the bid. And the ask is moved on this one. Letter X. So we're moving down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and just keep moving down with it until I get filled. WSM. The ask is moved. So it's either moved because the market's moving or just because the bid-ask spread is tightening. If it's tightening, that's fine. If it's moving down, that's not good. The bid is the same here, so we'll just keep AR where it's at. The spread here is tightening, is now 8 cents. Hopefully it'll hit our bid and not take off without us. And so I'll wait for a little bit here. I'm not in too much of a hurry. I want to be out at least in the first 5 minutes. If it's been 2 or 3 minutes and I still haven't been filled, I'll get more aggressive. So for example, instead of the ask, that's not a good example, I might put it at the midpoint. And if it still won't fill, I'll just put it at the bid just to get out, because maybe it's moving really fast. So on X here, we've got a 2-cent spread. Doesn't get much narrower than that, so that it's moving down. I'll just do one more. I'll set the ask one more time on these. We're still at the ask there. And on, okay, so we're out of X. Actually, not out. We're now in short letter X here. So we're in. and we'll see that there's a little check mark, and it's gray. I can't do anything to it, so that one is fulfilled. So now we'll do. Let's go to our exit. I like to make sure I get on my exits first. Those are more important. So I'm still buying at the bid here. It's not really moving, so I'll just wait on that one. And then on WSM, the bid is still at 46.11. So I'm just going to keep it there. Now it's a 10. So let's go to 46.10. It's not really moving quick. Okay, now it's 46.3. Starting to move a little bit. 2. Let's do a midpoint on WSM. Meanwhile, my AR looks like it filled. That is filled, so that's good. I got my bid price there. Got a good price. Back to WSM. The ask is moving down, so I'm just going to go to the midpoint again. 45.92. 91. This thing is just not catching a bid, so I'll go midpoint. We want to short it, and we're seeing that it is weak, so that's a good thing. We just weren't in it earlier. Okay, 45.90. We're sitting on the ask here. $45.90. I think if we tick down some more, I'm just going to get out. I don't want to, or not get out. I want to just get in at the bid. Kind of stalled here. Again, the size is 1/7, not really liquid. Not a lot of participants in this one. This is one of the reasons I usually avoid stocks that are less than 100 million of liquidity. What was the liquidity on this one? See, this is a PV entry. Okay, looks like I'm in. Where's WSM? It's not an entry. Did I screw up? WSM PV01 short. Okay, it was filled. I'm wondering if I should have done this trade. Where's the entry here? PV01, oh, 100 million. Yeah, see. It was a 50 million. It's 91 million. So, not. I could have just seen it in my trade plan, I guess. Oh, the liquidity's not on that page. So, 91 million. So yeah, it's less than 100. You can see how when it's not as liquid, it's a little bit harder sometimes to get the price you want. That's okay. We got an okay price, so we're in short on that, and we're basically done. So these other ones, these are limit pullbacks. So we just place limit orders and wait for them to get filled. Let's just take a look here. Clovis starting to take off to the upside a little bit, but it did open lower, so we're close to getting filled there. On Zillow, it opens higher, but now it's going down without us. We're looking to get short there. Floor, open lower and is weaker, so it's winning without us. This one open higher, but is weak. So none of these are filled, open lower and weak. So we definitely got the direction right. We just need to get a good price. These open higher and it's a little bit up. So, we don't worry about these during the day. We just kind of let them sit there and bake, and if they get filled, they do, and if they don't get filled, then we're not filled. That's one of the challenges, or not frustrating, but the limit pullback trades, you place a lot of orders that don't get filled. So it's just the way it is. Okay, that is my day. I'm done. If you want, I can talk about this spreadsheet a little more. I think next time we do a video, we'll talk more about how I size. Basically, what I do is, so this account's about 160,000, and so I allocate 10%, which is 16,000, 10% tranched each trade, and then I'm willing to risk 10% of that. So basically, 10% of this is 1% of my account, right? And so I'm willing to risk $1,600 on each trade, and that drives my how it is used in computing my overall per price risk, and which is my how many dollars I'm willing to risk, how many shares do I have to buy basically or trade to get this much risk, which is based on this. So that's basically how it works. And on the LP trades, the risk is computed by well, computes a stop value, which is 75% of the entry price. So assuming a 25% stop loss, I've only actually had to use that once, where I actually got out at 25% down, and that's another story. That's a great story, unfortunate story, but interesting story. But what I do is my risk is based on half that amount. So I almost never, since I almost never hit the 25% stop loss area on these trades, it's kind of silly to assume that's my total risk on every single trade. Hundreds and hundreds of these trades, only one has ever gotten that far down. So what I do for risk then is I say, well, I'll assume my risk is half that. So instead of a 25% stop loss risk, I take a 12.5% stop loss risk, and then that in turn helps compute the number of shares I'm going to calculate. And that, I believe, is in the spreadsheet you can download. Again, members here. So that's it for today. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. And happy trading.